Hi everyone, welcome back to the 3 Hour News Show. So we have been having a good coverage of every aspect of the Eid homecoming season this year. And a lot of them are talking about the homecoming trips as well. We're talking about hampers, talking about new clothes, new trend this year, and everything that has to do with Eid al-Fitr. So expressions among netizens, we just want to have a focus on this one. To welcome Eid this year, it turned out to be more than joyous or happy. Those who poured out their hearts on social media also expressed sadness, fear, and even anger. I don't know what you think about it, Ranga.
Very true. Very true. I mean, it's all from this spectrum to this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot in between.
But what is always on top of your mind? Is it happiness, sadness,
It's
or
definitely happiness.
why?
It's some anxieties too.
Why happiness?
Have I paid the THR?
THR.
That's some of the anxiety that's
The
coming.
homecoming
sometimes,
allowance, yeah.
But the happiness,
mean,
of course, you're going to be get together with your family
Yeah.
and friend, and you're going to
Yeah.
be meeting some people that you haven't probably seen for a while.
And the
Now-
existence of rendang as well.
And for me, when you say that thing, of course. Now, these are the results of the monitoring analysis of conversations among travelers that's conducted by the Monash Data and Democracy Research Hub research team. They observed more than 50,000 tweets resulting from conversations on the X platform from April 1st to the 6th. Now, to elaborate more about the conversations on social media, we now have Monash University Indonesia Associate Professor Ibu Ika Karlina Idris. Hi, Ibu. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, of course. I mean, before we start, we are kind of matching in color.
Matching.
Yeah.
Our outfit is looking really, really
Is this
good.
our
Steaming.
expression, sort of like emojis? Not really emojis, but yeah, the Eid sort of vibe.
Sort
right?
of vibe, yes.
Yeah.
So only a couple more days.
Yeah.
Now, Ibu, let's get started. From the analysis of conversations monitored by the Monash Data and Democracy Research Hub team, what emotions are most commonly expressed by the netizens in conversations during this 2024 homecoming?
So from the around 50,000 tweets that we analyzed, actually from 1 to 7th, like April, and then 51.5% is joy or happy. So half of it, expressing happy and joy, and then around 32.4% is showing expressing sadness, followed by fear around 8%, and then followed by anger 6%, and then love around 1%.
There's love too.
There is love.
There's
there,
love,
of course.
yeah.
Very little.
Yeah, it's
Very little.
like overwhelmed by the upcoming Eid al-Fitr. Yeah.
Okay, but do they state the reasons of this? I mean, from all those conversations that you looked from the data.
So from the happy and love, most of it about the excitement of homecoming and then welcoming Eid al-Fitr, because we collected data using keywords specifically for pulang kampung, baliak basamo, mulik. So all the keywords, yeah. And then most of it related to how happy they are, they will see their family.
Right.
But if we look at other expression, for instance, like sadness, so we collect this before the
Ramadan?
holiday, yeah.
Oh,
so
before
there's
the
also
Okay.
expression of sadness. There's some people are still stuck in the office. Even though, because the holiday started in April 4th, right? If I'm
Right.
not mistaken. So they're still stuck in the office. They still have to work, even though it's joint holidays starting today and tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. So the keyword for sadness is not the HR.
It's not that.
Nah,
because
That's
the
probably
HR
me.
just dispersed very
dispersed
quickly.
very easily.
Yeah.
So if we look at the data again, Ibu, from the analysis that you have done, how is the distributions of these emotions among homecoming travelers in major cities, for example, in Indonesia, based on their tweets?
So if we look at the trend, most of the tweets expressing happiness and joys are from Denpasar and Jakarta.
Oh, Bali.
Bali
Wow.
and
Bali,
Jakarta, yeah. So apparently Jakarta's people, like once in a year,
Yeah.
we enjoy the
emptiness.
the emptiness.
Yeah.
We enjoy, I don't know, better quality
Yes.
of air, yeah.
Of
But then
roads.
it's interesting that in cities, destination cities, they were showing frustration because of flow of
Coming in, people coming in.
transportation and
All right.
people, and then it's crowded, traffic jam, and then the congestion also, yeah. So cities like Bogor, Semarang, Yogyakarta, they show most of the social media posts with the highest engagement posted from those cities showing
Bogor,
that sadness,
Semarang.
yeah. Bogor, Semarang,
Yogyakarta.
Yogyakarta. But Bogor mainly related to the accident. So there's
Okay.
Toll road?
yeah. Bochimi,
Bochimi, that's right.
Recently with that
collapse
accident,
in
yes.
the
Collapsing.
landslide. It's because of that. But that were yesterday, and then today they started to feel more happy
More
and
happy.
joy because probably the family or extended family
already
they already
arrived.
met their
Okay.
family.
Did
yeah.
these data, or do these data differ from last year, for example? Do you have comparison?
Yeah, we don't analyze last year data, just this year.
Okay, because I'm just curious
Curious,
whether there
exactly.
were a different trend this year.
Different trend.
Yeah.
Gosh.
But what is interesting too, if you look at Jakarta, one of the
The biggest percentage.
the
is
biggest
happy.
percentage for happy, but
yes.
also for fear.
The fear is somewhat big too.
And then it's
category.
top 3 for anger.
Right. Anger is still there.
Maybe because that's
Normally
they're
kinda got
still
very
stuck
happy,
in the city.
Yes, still working, still can't leave Jakarta.
Like
yet.
us, you mean?
Like us.
Yeah, we're working.
Yeah,
Still here.
stuck
So,
with work. Yeah.
monitoring everything.
Yeah.
So Ibu, like me personally, for example, because I can now very clearly remember about 2 times in the past week when I was talking to my friends, I use emojis, right? Because hey, what are you doing this Idul Fitr? I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to enjoy Jakarta and no traffic, this and that, and then big emoji like 3 times.
Smiley emoji.
The smiley emoji and then sunrise, sun
Alright.
sun emoji. So we're just wondering if there is any particular or specific emoji that you, when you're doing your data, when you're doing your analysis, that actually came up a lot.
Yeah, the top emojis is actually crying loud.
What?
Ah.
Okay.
That's number 1, and number 2, it's like laughing out loud, but it's quite
Oh.
different number. Yeah, like
Okay.
the crying out loud, it's almost 10,000. We can find it almost 10,000, but then like laughing out loud, it's around 6,000. But then when we look at, so what we did, we look at the conversation with the highest engagement. Highest engagement means receiving more reaction
Right.
or share or comments. But when we look at it, it's still related to people who also stuck in Jakarta.
Still.
Yeah, so it's not about or they're stuck in their hometown. For instance, if we look at the top mentioned from Malang and Yogyakarta, some people posts with the highest engagement also show that they want to go somewhere. They want to feel the Mudik or homecoming vibes.
All right.
Vibes.
But they're not going anywhere because they're from that
That's me.
city. Yeah.
I've always been here all my life. So
Yeah, and then it's
Never go.
also sad because some workers in Jakarta, they don't get holiday from their office. They really need to stay in Jakarta.
Right.
Probably one of you.
Yeah, that's
did
probably one of my,
that.
one of my tweets.
I'm just curious as well, Ibu, because there's this trend about what to wear in Idul Fitr. Is it also on the data, like the shimmer dresses or outfits? It's also on the talks in the social media as well.
Yeah, we don't have that because our conversation mainly related to Mudik or
the homecoming.
It's
All
not
right.
about the Idul Fitri, but we can see that other conversation is related to the traffic itself, and then it's related to the new policies to
The homecoming trips.
to the homecoming.
What do they feel about these new policies?
It's interesting that when we look at the anger post, And then we look at the top posts with the highest engagement. Mainly it's related to the traffic policy, especially the odd-even traffic policy.
Yes.
Yesterday, the tweets are still warn other passengers,
Right.
be careful with this new policy. But today we see the impact of that policy, and then people start to express their anger.
Wow, so it's more on the negative comments.
More on the negative side.
Yeah. But yesterday it was very positive. It's like, oh, be careful. It will be
Preventive,
implemented. It will be, but once it's implemented, it's totally the expression is totally
All
When
changed.
you're doing it, when you're there, it's
Yeah.
You feel it.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
And then the second one is, of course, related to traffic congestion and also line in some of gas station. For instance,
Yes.
like in Subang, there's a long line there. That's related to fear. And then expression related to sad, it's still related to traffic jam in, for instance, toll road, where people like get seat in the side of toll instead of staying
okay.
in their
The car.
car.
Right.
And then also like traffic congestion in Merak.
Right.
That's but also what interesting from yesterday until today is tweet related to that expressing fear. So eventually the number one tweets with the highest engagement is related to how afraid people are with the extreme weather.
all right.
And
yeah.
then they
So in the
feel
middle of it,
that
right.
they don't get enough information to mitigate if the extreme weather really happening.
Happens,
Right.
Yeah,
yes.
because there's a BMKG
Forecast.
announcement. Yeah, and then like they know that they need to be worried, but there's not enough information on how to mitigate that. It's different with the, for instance, like odd even traffic policy, they
Right.
know. But
Yes.
for
This is
this
something that they
extreme
can
weather,
predict.
Yes.
it's just like
You're right.
not enough information.
Yeah,
on
we just
that.
received an information that there are about 29 provinces that would potentially have a natural disaster. So it is in the season of what do you call it? The changing season.
Yes.
So quite an extreme drain we had like a couple of days back in Jakarta as well. An extreme heat as well happening.
too.
So definitely is a challenge
Something
for
that's
the
very gonna be
travelers,
anxious to all the travelers.
especially when you're fasting.
Especially when you're fasting. You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah, and it's most of us, we just prepare for the traffic, right? We just prepare if we get stuck in the traffic jam, but really like disaster is something
Yes.
that we thought like, oh, it's only rain, it's
Right.
only,
I always think about the travelers with motorcyclists when it rains so heavily. What would they do?
Yeah, they really have to be careful.
Yeah, but it's also interesting with that because state-owned company that provide gasoline, they have innovation. One of it received like positive expression from the netizen because they will provide motorcyclists from the gas station to deliver the gasoline if any of you,
Oh, wow.
if any of the
Stuck
travelers stuck
running out of-
and then running out of
that
gasoline.
is
Gas
nice.
delivery.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's one of the top conversation, and then people like curious how can they access these
This is
services. Yeah.
I want to know something new. So, have you looked at the differences in comments in terms of ages? I mean, from the demographic engagement conversations that you look at in the data, do they differ from different age groups?
So we don't really have the data for age group, but we have data for gender.
Okay.
So for instance, like male, when we collect the data, their top words are car, road,
Not so surprising.
That's right.
trip, mudik gratis.
Okay. Mudik gratis. They're like something free.
Yeah, something free. But then when we look at female, they're more like family, about their home, the
different.
safetiness of their home,
Right.
and then about kids, and then about praying that they hope that the trip will be safe. So it's kind of different if you look at the male, they tweets about, because they need to get ready. Sometimes I think most of them will be the one that drive the cars or motorcyclists, but women or female, they're more like safetiness, and then think about the home, to think about the kids and all that. Convenience.
Yes.
Like that.
Very interesting.
Very interesting, because me personally too, in the past 2 days, I told you about this morning, I had to go to the shop to make sure that my car was, even though I'm not going anywhere, because I just thought, well, Lebaran is coming. I got to make sure that the car is ready for, I'm not going to be going from point A, B, and C, just to make sure.
And the workshops that are going to be closed during.
Today is the last day.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If you really have to take care of your car, get it in now.
Now, I don't know if it's
You
still
gotta go
open.
now because they're closed tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Ibu Ika, thank you so much for the insights.
Thank you, Ika.
Very interesting indeed. And hopefully we can also see the data maybe after the homecoming trips.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, we want to know about that one too.
Yeah, hopefully people come back with some positivity.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ika.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break right now.
Yes, and after the break, Kaiser will deliver some economics and business updates. So stay here only on the 3 Hour News Show and see you today.